we are going to take a look at some instruments of the orchestra, and these are the string instruments. Now, what are string instruments? What do you think string instruments are? Well, they have strings on them, right? And a lot of my friends, when I start talking about string instruments, talk to me about guitars. They have strings, it's true. But a guitar is not necessarily an instrument that the orchestra plays. So I will not be showing you a guitar today, just for your information. So let's take a look. The first instrument is called the violin. The violin has 4 strings. They all have 4 strings. You play it with a bow, which I'll show you what that looks like in a little bit. And you put it under your chin, on your shoulder, and you play it like that. And it has the highest notes of the string family because it's the smallest instrument. Now the next instrument is just a little bit bigger than a violin. It really looks a lot like the violin, but it is called the viola. And the viola shares 3 of the same strings as the violin, but it has 1 string that's lower, so it can play lower notes. Viola. And the viola, generally when you play the viola, you put it more in front of you than to the side. The violin is to the side and the viola is to the front. Now this instrument is much, much bigger. This one is called the cello. And with the cello, you sit in a chair. You put the instrument in front of you. It sits on the floor. You have your bow and you end up bowing in front of you. And your fingers are pressing down the strings on the top right here, the neck. Call that part the neck. Now I'm going to show you the biggest one. This one is so big that most people are standing up when they're playing it. It's taller than most people that play it. And this one is called the double bass. Because it is the biggest, it has the lowest sound. It can play very low notes. It is a very cool instrument. So now let's hear what these instruments sound like. And they do sound very similar. Sometimes it is hard to tell the difference between these instruments. Let us listen to the violin. This is what the violin sounds like. Beautiful. The violin. In an orchestra, you're going to have many, many violins playing together. Now let us hear the viola. Here is the viola. The viola. Okay, now we have a little snippet of a cello playing. Oh yes, the cello. And now the very cool double bass. Oh, so cool. That sound is really, really lovely. That sound is like a jazzy sound. It's like in a jazz club and the band is playing and the guy's got a big old double bass right there. All right, they're also members of the orchestra though. Don't forget. Okay, we'll do more with those instruments in the next lesson.